Hello and welcome back to Burgundian Heritage. There we go. And yeah, before we start, I'm going to do this one last time. So here we go. Like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get notified. Have something you want to say? Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter to get new series notification. Pledge on Patreon to support me directly. And need quick access to the playlist? All the corresponding links can be found in the video description. And there we go. So, yeah, in the last episode, the Burgundian inheritance thingy happened, where you could say that we declined all the options and said, we are independent. We will rule on our own. And France didn't like that. But Austria said, oh, we don't care. We'll even help you become independent. So they joined our war, which France declared upon us, where they want to restore the union. And let's see here, what should we do? Should do that one actually. So yeah, we are fighting France, and we will try to just end everything as soon as possible, because yeah, we don't want to have this go on for way too long. If we do keep it running for too long, we run the risk of actually we run the risk of actually losing, which would not be good. Now, if we can get the capital, I'm going to try to see if I can get a capital. Let's speed up a bit, see if we can actually get it. Because I do believe that we can basically white peace, or maybe even take some money, like war reps. That would be nice. And yeah, so since we picked the option we did, they had the Burgundian inheritance thing, and it said that the emperor might demand the lowlands. So here's the demand, and we could say that we do not bow to this emperor, or we could abandon the lowlands so they become independent, or we can say grant a great privilege, which means that we inherit all of them. And yeah, this is the one I will go with. Now, the thing that's not super good about this is that the minimum local autonomy of every owned province in the Low Countries region is 50%. So it can't go below 50% local autonomy. But we inherit all three nations instantly, and we get a bunch of money. I would say it's a no-brainer to take this one, because 20 years later we can revoke it. I show you what I mean. With that, if we go to the estates and look at the burghers here, we can see that they have the great privilege thing here, which 1489 March, 1st of March, we are going to be able to remove it, own all this land up here, and have 0 autonomy. So, yeah, that's the reason why I just say, okay, let's have those provinces be not as good as they could be for the time being. But, yeah. I think we will do this. And also pay this. And on top of that, set all of this as our part of our states. I will do it for Lorraine as well once we have called those provinces. Let's remove that and yeah, so go with exploration. And there we go. Oh my god, we lost that one quite badly. Whatever. Let's go stand over there. Now, I do have a bit too much troops. So let's remove this. That is sort of on point. There we go. That should be good enough. Yeah, so we can now end this war. Just straight up end it. And get money. I probably could get like a province if I wanted to. Nope, because I will get the coalition, and yeah, that would not be good. Let's see how much money we can get. Yeah, 353 ducats and war reps. Yes, please. There we go. So now that is done. Now, here's one thing you have to know, and there's basically no way of knowing unless you have tested it. Like, there's really no way of knowing unless you have tested it yourself, and that is, it's to make sure that since we have done this, we have fought the war against France, we have the whole Burgundian inheritance, the Low Countries has happened, we have inherited all of that land up there. What needs to happen now is that we need to click on Secure the Succession mission here, which will fire the event Imperial Entrance. And then the law, and there's a bunch of effects that will come into play, and then the event, the laws of Duchess Mary happens. Now, here's something you need to know. If you want to actually join the empire without any, like, and you're still independent and all of that, you have to have an heir. If you don't have an heir, if I remember correctly, you become a junior partner in a personal union under Austria. So you absolutely need an heir. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You don't need a consort. You just need an heir before you click it. So make sure you have an heir before you click it. Once you click it, it will fire these two events. If we look at Imperial Entrance first, we have Let them laugh, Burgundy shall remain Burgundy, which means we won't join at all. Or I never cared much for claiming the French throne, which means we will ask the Emperor to let us join Holy Roman Empire, which is Austria. So this will start the Imperial Incident, Burgundy and the Empire. With that, we go in here. We can see that Burgundy and the Empire is now active. And for some reason, as it is right now, if I as a player control Burgundy, in this case, when this incident is active, even if the majority says ban their entry, I will join regardless. So, but keep in mind that might be changed. It also might not. And then we have this, the laws of Duchess Mary. Change the laws of inheritance, which means that we get some things. We get female advanced chance plus 20% and improve relations plus 10% until the end of the game. Or we get one stability. Burgundy gets crisis averted until death of Mary de Bourgogne. Diplomatic reputation plus 2 and legitimacy 0.5. Now, those modifiers are good, but they only stay active as long as she's alive. Whereas change the laws of inheritance, that's plus 10% improve relations for the whole game, which is super, super good. So that's the one we take. And once we, before we actually do anything, I need to remove this one. There we go. And yeah, once this Imperial incident is over, we will join the Empire. Now, as you can see here, the majority is saying ban their entry, but you will see when it comes around that we will join regardless of what they say. Of course, as long as it works as I remember it to do. Now, what should we do here? We should do this. The nobility is have 50 prestige. Now, I'm going to cheat myself some prestige. 31. And in return, I will get some rebels for this. upgrade to kingdom before we join. And I'll see what I do about the non-accepted culture thing. Oh yeah, we got that one because the Ottomans or no one else had gained it just yet. It's nice to have it, but it's doesn't do that much, to be honest. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this, and then I'm going to take 490 Diplo. Now, this is just because well, there we go. So I actually have like Tech 4 at least. You will probably stay behind for a good while. Now, Queen Mary de Bourgogne is actually quite good. She is sort of random in exactly how good she is, but she's fairly good. I don't think I have seen like her being extremely bad at any point, so what we are going to do is Brussels shouldn't have that one. The AI is very keen on building buildings where they don't make sense. They have actually added a few buildings. Now, to be very clear on how this works, because I was super confused, massively confused, because manufacturers, you can see there's a bunch of things here, but like not everything is what it used to be. Now, the ramparts, impressment offices, state house and soldiers' households are new buildings. Those are buildings you can only build in, or rather you can build them everywhere, but they gain double the effect if they are built in a province which benefit them more, which will be displayed in the tooltip. For example, soldiers' households will be more effective on provinces with grain, fish, livestock, or wine. So instead of 750 manpower increase, it will be 1,500. Now, this could be really good. These buildings could be really, really good. But they could also be very, very useless. For example, impressment offices, sailor increase 250 or 500 for basically 500 ducats. I don't think I will ever build this, other than if I have too much money and I want to like waste money. Ramparts might actually be good in certain cases where you need more local defensiveness and want to bleed the enemy for their manpower. But yeah, the first one is still the same way as it was before, that it's dependent on what thing. As you can see, if we look at manufacture down here, if I click on a different province, you can see it changes. And that is because the trade good is different. So that means the manufacturer you can build at like right there, that increase the local goods produced is different. And then you have the 4 like static things, and then you have your furnace. And then you have the new thing about coastal, which is coastal defense and naval battery, which is just an upgrade of the coastal defense, which is blockade force required and hostile disembark time. And naval battery has a hostile fleet attrition +5. So yeah, so there's a few new buildings. I don't think I am ever going to build coastal defense unless I'm like England or Japan or Ireland, or a nation which basically has to have a navy to survive at all. That's probably the only time I will actually use that. Maybe. I'm not sure. But that is most likely going to be the case. Now, we have over 40% crown land, which means that we will do the primacy of the nobility. Or will we? Should I do... Yeah, I should probably do diplomatics. We can actually, like, get that a bit quicker. Now, I want to get rid of war exhaustion before I actually start coring anything. I am still allied with Austria, so I shouldn't be forced to, like, give them back. When is it? It's 6-9, so it's... Yeah, so here we go. Burgundy and the Empire. Welcome Mary of Burgundy into the Empire. Burgundy will become a part of the Holy Roman Empire. Boom! All of our nation is now part of the Empire. Which means we can now start expanding within the Empire. So Savoy, for example, is no longer protected. At least not against us. But we are protected. So France can't attack us just nilly-willy from nowhere. Which is very, very nice. Now, it meant that we went back to being a duchy, which sucks, but whatever. Pope in the Empire? Okay. Might be that it went away. Oh yeah, because we are part of the Empire, so it went away. Okay. Let's start doing that. Do that. Now we are finally starting to see some increase in time. Like ahead of time penalty is more than like just 1 or 2 years, which is nice. Good, we are starting to see some manpower again. Since I have Proclaim Holy War active, we actually gain a bit more back. Or are we? Maybe we are not. Maybe that only works now when you're at war. Because I know I clicked it. Or is it the modifier in here? Yeah, it's a modifier in here. Okay. That was why is it No, it is showing here. Okay. Oh, right, because it's manpower recovery speed. Right. So it's the one below. Right. I need the nobility to become loyal, so they should... Yeah, there we go. We will gain a bit quicker. Then get rid of all the war exhaustion, and we should be fine to... Yeah, and I think what I need to do right now is actually go stand over here and lower that a bit, and there we go. We now have full course. Let's increase that one, and then we can... That's built. Good. And let's see if we Dione. Dijon. Yeah, I would probably say that at this point we want to start looking into attacking Savoy. Now, how is... Yeah, as I thought, the aggressive expansion, because of the war against Provence, would have us wait a bit. Oh, can I? I might be able to take Geneva as a vassal. Now, I'm not sure I want to do that, but I might want to do that. Oldenburg. Do I actually want to ally Oldenburg? Yeah, sure, whatever. It's fine. It's a sacrificial alliance, really. What I want to do is... What's the cost of these? They're going to cost me... What is it? 20 each. So I need 60 ducats. And we now have that 60 ducats. So there we go. I now have what do you call it? I have the first level of Quest for the New World, so I need to start exploring. Yes. That was a bit too much money, so I couldn't hire him, which is fine. The question is, am I going to go with Flemish or Dutch? Flemish is in Loon and Limburg, but Dutch... I'm not sure if Dutch is bigger or if Flemish is bigger. Whatever. Now, Lotharingian is considered an end game tag, so we can't change our tag to become like, say, like do a culture shift and become German in culture and then make Germany. That's not possible, since Lotharingia is actually what they call an end game tag. So yeah, but with that, we are going to call this episode here. Now, before we actually end, I think what I'm going to do is consolidate these forts and do as I did in the beginning, cheat myself the money, but I'm going to just get one back instead of the two that I deleted. And I actually got a bit too much money, so there we go, minus 20. Since it's actually costing us 181, I removed the 20 that. So it's basically what I feel is what I'm doing is I'm dismantling the two and I'm building up in this one. It's a much better fort with where it's placed than these two when it comes to defending against other nations. Now, having Lille as a fort means that Bruges and Gand is actually covered with one fort, plus Artois, Cambrai and Hainaut. But we have a bunch of forts in other places, so it should be fine. Now, we want to attack Liège. Liège is a nation I want to attack. Gelre is also a nation I want to attack. Oldenburg, Trierberg. Now, I could attack all of them and win. That's not the problem, to be honest. That's not a problem. What's actually the problem is aggressive expansion. That's what the problem is, to be honest. And we have a bunch of permanent claims on the Lower Rhineland and North Rhine, and then we have North Brabant and so on. So the Low Countries and then the Rhineland area. And then we have permanent claims on, what is this? Alsace, Romandie and Savoy. So, but yeah, we are going to have to end it here. As it is right now, we actually have a lot of opportunities to expand. And while we expand in Europe, we are going to slowly but surely build up our nation and start colonizing. Now, it is going to take a bit longer than, say, if we were Portugal or Castile or England. England is actually quite quick, as well as France if they focus on it. But we should be able to start colonizing, say, 1500-ish, somewhere around there. Unless something like if we're way behind on tech or something, which I hope we don't. I hope we don't fall behind on tech too much. So yeah, we will try to build up our nation, start expanding in the HRE, while still not getting a coalition. And at the same time, see if we can start colonizing and so on. But we are going to have to end this here. So thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.